Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
The part that women always leave out is you ask women what they want. They say they want a kind man, they want a loyal man, they want a man to treat her like a queen, to adore her. But the part they leave out is they want all of those things from a man they're already attracted to. And they've already decided to be attracted to that man without knowing yet whether he's kind or loyal or devoted. So attraction isn't actually predicated on those things. It's predicated on other things. And so as a man, we need to say that part out loud to other men and say, you need to work on becoming an attractive man. And the other stuff can come later. Because if you prioritize the one ahead of the other, you're not going to get anywhere.
But what I do find is men are quite delusional about that. They like, I think she's really into me. I can just tell, right? They want to believe a woman is far more attracted to him than she truly is. And they will ignore all the signs and take the tiny, tiny glimpses of hope that she's attracted to him. And I think that's a recipe for disaster for men when they misread a woman's signals of attraction.
Well, sure, if you're used to not eating at all, even crumbs taste delicious, right? And I think a lot of men don't have good optionality with women. And so they definitely misinterpret small signs of interest as love and desire and infatuation.
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Tyler from No Picks Podcast.
What up, family? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
Hey, guys, it's Chelsea.
All right, Chelsea. So what do you have to say? I mean, I guess we could break it down into two different questions, right? So the first part, what the guy was saying. The second part was what the girl was saying. So the guy was saying, yeah, women want all these things. They want you to be nice, loyal, and all those, non-physical characteristics that women say they want. But you guys want them in a man that you're already attracted to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you agree with that? So if you're already attracted, so if you're already attracted to the guy, right? Are those things really even relevant?
To me, yeah. Like if I'm attracted to someone and then I find out he is kind, loyal, that like then it makes him like more attractive.
Okay. So isn't it kind of crazy though? Because
but I'm not looking like these are the types of like if you know a dude's kind, loyal to begin with, like that dude's probably in the friend zone. Like, you're probably not looking at him in like
an
attractive way if like you kind of already know specifically that's what he is.
So if he has those characteristics that you want in a man, but you're just not physically attracted to him, he ceases to be an option. He never becomes an option as far as romantic relationships go.
For me, no, because you have to have some kind of attraction for it to like go anywhere.
Okay.
I feel like that's the same for men, isn't it?
No, yeah, I'm not critiquing you. I'm just asking. I'm not critiquing you. All right, what's your thoughts on the first part, Joe? That with the guy mentioned.
So he was saying that what's the question? Like how are we framing it? I don't know what I'm answering.
So all right, so do you agree with what he said when he said, women want these characteristics, kind, generous, all this other stuff, but they only want it from a man that they're already attracted to?
Got you. Okay, got you. I agree 100%. And I don't want to speak for a woman. So Chelsea, if I say something that's just inaccurate or that you don't agree with, please speak up, right? Because I'm about to say some things that you're going to be like, Joe, what's going on? So I think that generally speaking, women, they could see a man that they're attracted to and they'll create this whole fantasy novel in their mind about that man, about who he is, what he does, what he's capable of, without even knowing him. Because some of them wrote them spicy romance novels with the sexually explicit scenes in the books that the women just love, the 50 Shades of Grey. But I think that women have this knack for like seeing a man, and once they're physically attracted to him, they think, ooh, I wonder if he does this, or if he's like this, or if he does that, or they look, I feel like they just start creating this fantasy about that man in their mind. And then they realize that that's not really what it is, right? It might not be that. It might be something completely different. He might be a huge tool. He might be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I feel like I agree with that. Women want all those qualities, but they want it from a man that they are attracted to, right? And I also agree that I don't think men, I don't know, man. I liked his line about when men are just getting crumbs, anything feels good. I think that that's why some women are so hesitant to be friendly towards men in general, because they feel like if once you smile or show them or give them a compliment, a guy's quick to like fall in love or become enamored or and it's just like I didn't like you like that, bro. Like I just wanted to say, that's a nice shirt. You know what I mean? Oh, your hair looks nice today.
Right,
like
right.
you know what I mean? Or like I just wanted to do something nice and bring your coffee to you because it was sitting on the other table. Like I just feel like when women try to be nice, men, they do misinterpret that.
Right.
They do see like, oh, I think she likes me, and I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a good thing. So I more to say, but yeah, I definitely feel like women want all those qualities, but from a man that they are already attracted to. I agree with that. I
Right.
agree.
So I'll say this like exacerbates the male loneliness epidemic is what we keep hearing about, right? If you turn on the internet anywhere, you hear about the male loneliness epidemic. Joe and I, him and I did a podcast on this maybe a year ago or something like that, where he talked about the increase in men being sexless or haven't had sex within a year. And women obviously would never have that problem, right? Because that's not a problem that women have ever have to deal with.
How do you know that?
I mean, because a woman,
peen is in abundance. There is
Like,
no lack of peen in the world for
a
women.
woman.
Peen is everywhere,
regardless of her scale, 1 to 10, will always be able to find a man to have sex with. Now, will she be able to find a man to marry? Maybe not. But having sex, that's the easiest thing in the world for a woman to do. Would you disagree with that?
Kinda.
You think if you went outside and there were a group of men and you were like, guys, I want to have sex, is anyone up for it? Do you think you wouldn't get any hands up?
I mean, maybe if they're not attracted to me.
No, Chelsea, no. If it was 10 men, I'd say about 7 of them would be like, yo, we out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and now if they weren't,
have a problem.
if some of them weren't attracted to you, they just wouldn't tell anybody, but they're still going to have sex with you.
And some men would do it just to do it. You
Just
know what
to
I mean?
do it.
There are men who are about numbers. Like, looks don't even matter. There are men who want quality. There's some men who just want, numbers. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter. So what we're trying to say is there is abundance of peen. You know what I mean? Like, there's no shortage of that.
You'll never ever go without. Now, would it be a man that you're like infatuated and attracted? Maybe not. Maybe maybe that's not. Maybe you're not getting Ryan Gosling, but you might get the dude we just saw on the Pop the Balloon. Like he hitting that.
The dude with the messed up teeth.
he's digging in them guts for real. Like, yeah. So, but this gives like credence to the male loneliness epidemic to me. But also, this makes me when listen. If I tell y'all the amount of dating shows that I watch, y'all would be disgusted. Y'all be like, but yo, when I tell y'all women say the same stuff on these joints, all races, black, white, Asian, Pacific Islander, all of them, they say the same thing. They all say they want a man with emotional intelligence. They want a man that's generous, ambitious. What else? Kind. What's this? Generous. What? Go ahead.
I don't understand why they list those things because that's not like what you're walking up to a man and like knowing that he's ambitious. True. But
this is what they say. But I'm not bullshitting with these are the things that they say. So my point is, him saying that and verifying that it's like, yo, none of this shit really matters. Like this emotional intelligence, all that shit. You want a man that you're attracted to first and foremost, and they don't ever want to fucking say that. They don't ever want to say that. I guess it sounds bad. I guess it makes them feel bad. I guess it makes them look a certain way. But they say all these non-physical things to be like, oh, okay, cool. But in reality, none of that shit matters. So if you're a man looking at these dating shows for tips on how to get women, you'll never be able to find women because they're lying about what they're saying they want.
Well,
but I don't know.
It's hard to say, right? Because I feel like, all right, so let's say 20% of men. There are like 20% of men who genetically are at the top, right? These are men who were just born like they look like Greek gods, or they have that strong jaw, or they have the blue eyes or the green eyes, or they just have something that all women are like, oh my God, the guys who could walk down a runway model. Like there are those types of men, right? And those men are just born with that. And those men will always have the pick of the litter initially, right? Or throughout the rest of their, but for the overwhelming majority of men, I feel like I said, most of us are in the average range. Most of us are like just trying to, we cool. Like, and I don't say average as like a bad thing. Let me stress that when I say men, most of us are in the average range. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Mm-hmm. That's not bad. Like most of us are in that freaking range. God damn it! Like stop being so pissed about that. Like it is what it is, right? But there are things that men can do to make themselves more attractive to women. And that's where I take issue with men. And that's why I've always said, men, you have to build your value. So if you know you weren't genetically born as a top 20%, what can you do to, to play off your strengths? Something that's like hygiene is a big thing. Hitting the gym is a big thing.
Right.
Picking up a hobby or being interested in something that you can talk about, having interesting things to talk about, having soft skills, you know what I'm saying? Having interpersonal skills. There are things that men can do to make themselves look confident and capable and unconventionally attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about looks. Looks is one thing, but there are dudes who could be a 7 or 6 in the face who are running through women because they got the other stuff on lock. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like men don't do enough too to like make themselves more appealing to women. Because I've seen a lot of men and I'm just like, as a man to man, I'm like, man, I'd kick it with you. You're one of the bros. But like when it comes to like them with women, I'm like, but you can't get them the girls because of how you act. You know what I mean? Some guys just don't grow up. I feel like they're just big kids. You know what I mean? Like automatic friend zone for women. And I'm like, you got to tweak certain things to get women. So I don't know. I feel like some men also don't put in the effort to become attractive. Like you got to play your cards and try to build your attractiveness as well. It doesn't just come to all of us. So,
but wouldn't you agree that a lot of those guys that you're talking about have the soft skills? They never even get the chance to display those skills because a lot of women will absolutely fucking ignore them and not even
they might, but like I do believe that there's a pot for every lid too. I believe there's a pot for every lid, and I feel like as long as you're doing what you're doing, like I don't know, like I said, getting in shape for me is a big thing for men. Having a masculine frame, I think having purpose, having drive, having ambition, having interesting things to talk about, having leadership qualities, being able to influence people through your energy, like what I mean, like those are things that we can work on. Not everyone has them, but you can work on those things that'll make you more attractive as a person. I think they do. I really think that it'll make women be like, I don't know why. I can't put it on it, but like I'm attracted to them. You know what I mean? Like people are just drawn to certain types of energy too. Women are a lot about feels. With women, it's not just looks. It's about tingles. He gives me the tingles. He gives me this vibe. It's just a vibe, So like if you can give off that vibe, you can get some action. Like it's not all just looks. Like for men, it might be, but not for women. Women is a little different. You can get it off of the
But this also like these statements from them both also make me think of red pill. This is what the red pill is. Like the red pill is just saying like what it is without like I know the red pill gets a bad rap, right, for being like, oh well, women hate and stuff. But I think it's just talking about the realities of a situation. Like the reality is if you're unsuccessful, if you like Joe mentioned, if you're out of shape, if you this, you that, you're not getting no bad chick. You live in your grandma's basement, you're not getting no bad chick. It just is what it is. You have to be successful. You have to make certain moves. You have to make the changes that you're able to make in order to attract women. So your purpose should be on, being successful, and a byproduct are women. You shouldn't chase women because you don't have the capability of doing it until you become a better version of yourself.
Of course.
And that's the crux, I think, of the red pill, when you realize like, yo, this just is what it is. This shit ain't fairy tale. Like for a man, right? You can't just live in a fairy tale, right? Because nobody, for a man, no one's coming along to save you. You're just going to be homeless and die in the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn. I gotta be homeless.
What I'm saying, if nobody if you got to save yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not, men and women live different existences, and that's part of the red pill. Like, yo, like you could be, you know what I mean, an unsuccessful woman and just link up with a man, and they help take care of you, and you cool because you have that indispensable product that you can't replace. And dudes will be like, oh, okay, cool, I'm with it. Like, but guys don't have that because we easily replaceable. Joe said, yo, peen is everywhere.
It is. It's everywhere. The market is flooded with peen. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of that to go around. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like, and Chell, no disrespect to women. I mean this though. We always tell men, like, listen, don't listen to women when they say this is what they want. Like, I don't listen to what women say. I watch what they do. I don't listen to what y'all say. I watch what you guys are attracted to. I watch who you guys are throwing the kitty to. I watch what you guys respond to. Right. What triggers the arousal. That is what I pay attention to. What comes out of your mouth? Not so much.
No.
Because usually it's completely different from what you guys say.
Yeah.
It's it's so different that I'm like, yeah, I can't listen to y'all no more. I just watch what y'all do. That's it.
Because as a woman, tell me if I'm wrong, but you can't say, you got to say the cookie cutter stuff, right? You got to be like, I want a man with ambition. You got to say emotional intelligence. I don't know why they say it, but they always say it.
I don't know what that is, though.
I don't think they don't know.
Right. Do you know what that is? Do you need a man to be emotionally intelligent, Cho? Like, what is that?
I don't know what that is.
That looks different, I feel like, for every person, right? Like, it's such a vague term.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means nothing. But
it means nothing.
It means nothing. I bet you look it up right now, it'll be like, to be intelligent emotionally. You'd be like, what is this? Like, but
I don't know what that means. I've never used that to
emotional.
Have you ever been nice to a guy, Chelsea? Like, just to be nice, and then like he caught feelings just because you were being nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It happens more often than we like to admit, but it's definitely a thing. You know, like they misinterpret kind gestures all the time, and I'm like, bro, relax. Like, she just wants to be nice. Like,
to be fair, though, I think women do the same thing.
Think so?
Right.
But y'all get hit on like every freaking day, man. How is it the same? You can walk to the gas station in the hood and get hit on by every dude sitting outside the gas station.
It's the same if it's like one of those 20% guys that you're talking about is like nice to an average girl, and she's just like, oh my God, he held the door for me, and that probably means
he gonna hit though. He's not gonna tell you. He gonna hit though. He gonna take her to a Days Inn on Roosevelt Boulevard. He gonna climb in the window. He gonna make her come 5 minutes after him so they don't walk in together. He's gonna tell him to buy her a 4 for $4 from Wendy's, and he's destroying her insides.
Okay, but my point is still, some women get delusional with it, and she would be like, he got a hotel for us. We had dinner.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like,
all right. Yeah,
we spent the night together. Like, women, I know women that have been like that.
We share the same sauce and the nuggets. Like,
yeah. No, actually, Chelsea, you're right. I can tell you that in the past, I've always, so I try to be not a nice guy. I'm not a nice guy at all. But as far as I'm not. I don't want to be labeled as a nice guy because I'm not that. Like, I can be very disagreeable, and I'm okay with that, right? But I've been like a kind person, and like when you're kind to people, they do misinterpret that. There have been women that I'm just like, no, sweetie, I was just being nice. Like, I don't like you. I just, you just deserve respect and kindness. And no, definitely not now. But I'm talking about like in my prime years. I'm out of my prime, man. Like, I'm 40 soon, so I'm out of my prime. But in my prime, like, it happens. You try to be nice, and people just mistake it for something else. And it's like, I'm just trying to be nice. Like, that is it. Like, Chelsea, I just want to be nice.
Chelsea, with Joe not telling me, he'd be like, yeah, I'm just trying to be nice. Everybody, meet me at Days Inn.
No, but this is an interesting conversation though. Like it's there's a lot of truth in what they were saying for sure. But men, we just gotta do better. And women, like, I wish you guys would just be more straightforward, man. Like all these mixed messages and mixed signals and I don't know, man.
Bro, the more stuff I watch about this, the more men sound pathetic, bro. Like, don't we sound like pathetic creatures, bro? Like, oh well, she was like, oh, they misinterpret things, and then and then the dude said, oh well, if you're not used to having nothing, you get some crumbs. I'm like, that sounds so pathetic. That's like, am I tripping? Like, that sounds absolutely pathetic.
No. I think that our men, there's a crisis with our men, bro. Like, I think as I see it though, I'm not just speaking like just because I saw it on the internet. Like in my real life, I see men who are, like I said, solid guys,
right?
Like great guys to hang with, play pool, catch a beer, go to a game. But like, but in my mind, I'm like, man, you're just like a kitty repellent. You know what I mean? Like you're such a cool dude, but you just repel women because you don't. You just act like you give like that little brother energy, or like that man-child energy, and I'm like, you gotta be a man, bro. Like women respond to that. Like you gotta do that. You gotta be in masculine frame when you want to attract women, and some dudes just don't got it, and something you got to work on, but they don't have it. So I don't know, man. More for us, because
Melo, listen, I don't know what they talking about Melo in this epidemic. I'm like, listen, I don't know what like. It's sad though, bro. Like it's because like I was so. This could be another podcast for another conversation. But bro, like the most dangerous person in the world, I would say, is a man deprived of sexual attention from a woman for a long time. Like a group of men, bro. If you got like 60% of men in America, let's say 10 years from now, that number stays the same. You know, men 18 to like 36 are either virgins or haven't had sex within a year. If that shit keeps up, you gonna have dudes start snatching women out the streets, bro. Because dudes be losing their fucking mind, yo. Like it's like, I think this is a danger. I think this is a dangerous issue.
Is that toxic masculinity?
That would be absolutely toxic. That like see that's a concrete example of toxic masculinity right there. Any other example? First of all, but holding the elevator door open for a chick sometimes is toxic masculinity. So like, I guess because it ranges from everything. Well, I mean, anyway, I'll talk. That could be another conversation, but. That's definitely toxic, though. I'll definitely.
I just made the case for toxic masculinity. That's Lord have mercy.
The first actual concrete, real definition of it. But yeah, so that could be scary, man. Like that could be like that's something to look forward to in the future. But like, yo, that could be scary, man, because you got a bunch of dudes just like having their men groups and being like, yo, women hate us, we hate women, and they start going out in the streets and doing stuff. Like that's not gonna be pretty,
right? No, it's not. It's not, and I guess my last thought on this will be like, so that is a dangerous person, right? A dangerous man who has been deprived of either just intimacy in his life. It could be physical or just emotional, but like intimacy for a long period of time.
Yeah,
I do think it does something to a man, right?
Yeah.
To a woman too, right? But we're talking about young men. And then on the flip side, I think that a man who does have sexual access and is wanted, but practices discipline, I think that's a man to be feared as well, but in a different way, because I think I can respect that. When you have the options and you don't exercise them, I think that says a lot too. I think there's something big on sexual discipline. So, you know, I think you could be, I'd rather be on the other side, you know, not the one where they're lonely. I'd rather be on the other side for sure. But yeah.
Because then the lonely ones just develop a hatred for, like a genuine hatred for women.
These are the
like,
incels.
We
not
hate
all of them,
these
but
people.
these are the incels. These are the ones who are on like 4chan talking about I hate women. And you know what I mean? Like they're all, that's what that breeds. And that's that for me is toxic. And that I don't.
Ladies, y'all better start giving it up out here. Giving it up for charity.
Oh,
y'all got
just make prostitution legal. I think honestly, it's already legal in a few states. Just make it legal across the board.
I think that'd be fair.
Across the board, right?
That'd be fair, yeah.
Bring back brothels or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm dead up. I'm not even joking. Y'all might think I'm joking. I'm so serious. Just make it legal. And
give everybody a chance to get their whistle wet every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like,
that's it.
Just charge them more, right? Like, anyway, let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.
Next time.